This storm recovery update is brought to you by Burger King, Donna Munya Kanatsa Roy Adonai Treasurer, IP&E, Shell, IT&E, and Tenorio Munya Barnes for Guam, Antoinette Tony Sanford Treasurer.
Half a day, I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. You're watching KUAM News Weekend Edition. Thanks for joining us. Well, the Guam Waterworks Authority has fully lifted its precautionary boil water notice following Super Typhoon Bavi. The notice was first issued July 8 and partially rescinded July 17. GWA says it received concurrence from the Guam Environmental Protection Agency to lift the remaining notice after all 117 water samples collected from July 7 through July 22 tested negative for total coliform. GWA also reports all water zones are now pressurized. Crews have completed repairs to 7 production wells damaged during the typhoon, with all 7 now back online. Water tankers and flex tanks deployed during the recovery are also being removed from service. Customers still experiencing low or no water pressure are asked to report the issue to GWA Dispatch. In other news, historic Broadband has been launched to deliver high-speed internet to more than 1,500 locations island-wide. The government of Guam is teaming up with local telecommunications providers to expand high-speed internet service to hundreds of homes and critical community institutions. The Leon Guerrero Tenorio administration has signed agreements with GTA and IT&E to deliver broadband connectivity to approximately 1,340 previously unserved and underserved homes and 175 community anchor institutions, including schools, healthcare facilities, public safety entities, libraries, and other essential community organizations. The Office and Infrastructure Policy and Development Director, Melissa Bettis, says the agreement is more than expanding internet access.
It's great to finally reach this milestone. These agreements are more than contracts and paperwork. They mean fiber going into the ground, crews getting to work, and more people across Guam gaining access to reliable high-speed internet. They mean we're a step closer to the goal of universal coverage on the island.
The new agreements signal the transition from planning to implementation and represent another milestone in Guam's efforts to build a stronger, more resilient, and more connected island. Well, over the years, we've all come to know former GDOE Teacher of the Year, Yuki Shin, the Simon Sanchez High School choir teacher who's beloved by the students she's helped to discover their voice. She's relocating to the mainland and talked to Jason Solis about her 20 years as a shark and mentoring a group of young men into a singing sensation.
And we have the amazing La Voce Choir, right? The voice of Simon Sanchez High School, you know, and you guys go around, I've covered you when you're singing at the hospital, you know, to bring joy to the patients and the nurses and the doctors, their staff. You know, you sing at the hotels every Christmas season and you go around and you share the holiday joy. But one thing that I think before Yuki really came into prominence throughout our community is another singing group you mentored, you encouraged them, is the kids from Chuk.
Yes.
And you said those were your boys.
Yes, they were actually part of La Voce. They were my students, and they just started, they made their own group because I think it was like a project that I gave them for them to write their own song. And so they wrote their own song and they presented it and was like, wow, the song rocks. You know, the song is so cool.
You developed a quartet.
And they named themselves. They were like KFC. I'm like, KFC? Like chicken? So kids from Chuk, and you know, it just went sensational with their, you know, with their song, and it was such a positive influence to not just our school Sanchez community, but our, you know, whole island. They represented their culture so well. You know, I think there was a strong negative sentiment before, stronger than now, where the Chukis community was looked down upon many times, and they really represented themselves so well, saying, hey, don't judge us with one bad apple, you know, here we are, you know, and they were such amazing kids.
Those guys were beloved. I mean, they played at the Micronesia Island Fair, they played like down in Paseo. I mean, they did some major events, and you could not hear the person sitting right next to you because everybody was cheering so loudly and everything. Kids from Chuk were absolutely incredible.
Super talented and just really good-hearted kids too.
Okay, and as you've grown La Voce into this, you know, into a program, it's not like, okay, we had like 2 or 3 good years, or, you know, class of, you know, 2020 whatever, you know, was good. You actually built a framework of kids that really enjoyed singing and then really took like a lifelong love of music, but you know, it's not so much singing a song, you're also teaching them life lessons that they're going to carry with them forever.
Yes, yes. And that's what's best about music, because music is like, it's so human, right? Like every human community, every human being, we're connected to music. Music is just so engraved in our souls. And so when I teach my students, it's not just like, you know, teaching them to be the best musicians. It's really about life, you know, because it's, many times they write songs about their own life, about their dreams, about their hardships in life, because that's what, you know, makes us who we are. And when they express that through their song, it just becomes so, what is the word? Something that resonates within everybody's heart, so that they are sharing their life through their song.
It's a universal language.
Yes, yes, and people get it, you know, like even if you don't know each other, like you just get it through the song, through music. And so it comforts people, you know, it brings so much joy in people, and that's what I love about music. And when you sing together, it's just a whole another thing, you know. It's just like, it creates so much love and so much bond in us, and I will never forget this experience of having La Voce. You know, they have really enriched my life. They might think I've enriched their lives, but they have enriched my life so much more. They have given me so much more. It's just amazing.
We take a look into some lighthearted news now, as the community recently came together to talk about their favorite collectible trading card hobby. KUAM's Don Sulat has a story.
Over the weekend, different trading card collectors and vendors came together to talk about all things Pokemon, One Piece, and Magic the Gathering, amongst other franchises. Typically, these trading cards have a game centered around them for folks to play. However, lately, there are more people looking to collect them for aesthetic purposes rather than playing the game, with some cards going as low as $1 to others going as high as $1,000. KUAM taking a stroll to a card show in Tumon and speaking to local vendors about their take on the hobby, with Pacific Pools telling KUAM that card shows could be something to invest in to assist with the island's #1 economic driver, tourism.
Massively on the island, and as we vend at Chamorro Village, so we get a lot of the tourists coming by, we get a lot of the military coming by. They're stationed on the island, and like, I think if the island community did a better job of promoting it as we continue to grow, like, it can be really a drive to come here. Like, our shows locally already do so well, getting so many locals here. So like, the bigger we grow, I just feel like the more pool we're gonna have. I think really, like you said, it's a lot of the Asian cultures would want to come here for the English cards because it's close. Like, especially Japan is only a 3-hour flight, Korea is a 3-hour flight. It's like a very good spot for them versus them traveling to the States to do these kind of card shows. So I think it's an opportunity as Guam we have to seize on. As a tourist opportunity, we have to bring them back here. And I think that's a good reason to get them back here.
Ian from Poke TC has been a vendor for 3 months but has been an avid collector since 2023. Ian telling KUAM and those looking to get into the hobby to do their due diligence before jumping in.
When I first started buying cards, I just bought like, oh, let me buy that, I'll buy it. But a lot of times I spent overpriced on it, over market, way over market. So if you're getting into starting collection, just look at the prices first before you actually make the purchase.
We also caught up with collector and new vendor Jermaine. Jermaine telling us that there is no right way to go about collecting, as some people collect for purposes of reselling, as certain cards go up in price, while others collect for aesthetic purposes. And there are others who collect because they just enjoy the game or franchise.
At your age, you can enjoy it, right? Young kids to the oldest of adults, right? They can enjoy it. It's something that you're not out there on the streets, you're not doing nefarious things. You're there going to card shows, going to card shops, opening packs, looking online for cards that you really want to get, single cards that you really want to get. And what it is it kind of just allows you to focus on something that interests you, which is much better than going out and doing stuff that isn't necessarily the best for you.
There are different ways to go about this hobby, as there are folks who buy packs with the hopes of Lady Luck giving them the card they want in the set at random, or there are folks who buy the card individually. We had a chance to open 2 packs, but unfortunately didn't get the card that we wanted. For KUAM News, I'm Don Sulet.
The Department of Public Health and Social Services is bringing health and wellness services directly to Barrigada residents. DPHS will hold a community outreach on Friday, July 31 from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Services will include childhood immunizations for eligible children, child care assistance information, and education on diabetes, tobacco use, and hypertension. The event will also offer cancer screening awareness, mental health and primary care resources, along with information on social services. Parents seeking immunizations for children under 18 should bring their child's birth certificate and current shot record, along with a valid photo ID for the parent or legal guardian. Children under 18 must be accompanied by a parent or an adult with written parental authorization. Well, now to national news. The much-anticipated epic The Odyssey is in the theaters, with director Christopher Nolan's creation comes from Universal Pictures, which is NBC's sister company. Here's more of what you're missing out.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods.
Telling the epic story of the Odyssey.
I really mean it when I say that I have never seen anything like this before.
Turned into an epic movie-making experience.
3, 2, 1, action.
It was such an opportunity. It was the role of a lifetime. Help me go home. It was the hardest, most challenging movie I've ever been a part of, but it was hard for everybody.
Matt Damon led an all-star ensemble of actors who filmed in 6 countries.
Some of the locations I feel so lucky to be able to have explored, because I otherwise maybe wouldn't have even known they existed.
Settings that provided the backdrop for Homer's story of King Odysseus, victorious in battle.
Let's go home.
But facing a perilous 10-year journey back to a family under siege.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
I would say this whether or not I was in it. It's a spectacular film.
Anne Hathaway plays the king's wife, and she salutes director Christopher Nolan's ambition.
It's just an amazing experience being on his set, because as brilliant as he is, like as amazing as that mind is, his heart is just as powerful.
Nolan surmounted numerous technical obstacles in making The Odyssey the first feature film shot entirely in IMAX.
And because Chris does everything in camera, if you see 1,000 people in a battle, there are 1,000 people there. There's no computer.
No CGI.
There's no CGI.
IMAX cameras are 3 times sharper than regular digital cameras, which meant, among other things, no fake beards.
In these storm scenes, there's a boat, spraying us with fire hoses. So, those never would have lasted. Like, everyone just had to grow out a real beard for it to survive.
Damon's castmates say enduring the film's arduous 6-month shoot was easier because of the tone Nolan and Damon created on set.
No one could ever complain because no one was working harder than Matt. And Matt always had a smile on his face.
Directing is by far the hardest job. He's got the most responsibility, the most pressure, and he is looking like a drowned rat.
On a shared journey aimed at making The Odyssey an epic success. Mark Barker, NBC Entertainment.
Stick around, we have more coming up on Weekend Edition. You're watching KUAM.
Ready to make the splash this summer? Kmart is. Dive into the fun. Get in the game. Make some waves. Summer Splash at Kmart.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Not just in business, not just with massively large multinational conglomerates, and not just for organizations with deep pockets, but for all aspects of work and life today, the hyperscale and uber pace of today's technology landscape dictates being in the know of the modern tools and techniques to run an operation and the guardrails to keep it safe from very tangible threats, far beyond just saying, we're in the cloud. Over at the Dusita conference hosted by IS Squared and Bank of Guam on AI, cybersecurity, and infrastructure was held, bringing together big minds to discuss what everyone needs: scalability, security, and solutions. Okay, is there a general theme of the discussions you're having with the attendees today as far as, like what people need to think about?
Infrastructure, security, and AI, how these 3 things work together, and actually could be both disruptive as well as something that could be constructive. So what to look for, what are the pitfalls, how to navigate the ever-changing technology and the speed at which it is actually changing, and not fall prey or victim to changes that are actually not needed, dropping off into things that are pie-in-the-sky dreams versus what is actually reality, and sticking to what's actually most important for you to achieve. So that's what we are actually discussing today.
Okay, now I remember when I was first getting started in the business, some people said like you only have to think about security and privacy and data governance and data integrity if you're at a certain level of like company, if you're like, like nearing, 500 more employees and everything like that. But this really is something that can affect anybody regardless of industry, regardless of size, or even in a market as small as ours, right?
I mean, you could be a 5-person company and you could still basically get hacked and you could get shut down. So yes, you can actually say 5 years before 2026, 2020, 2019, you can actually say, yeah, the chance that if you're a small company, you're not going to get affected was higher, but the risk still existed. But they were not fishing because they didn't have much to fish for. But that landscape has actually changed. Ever since the ransomware started showing up, smaller companies were basically also part of the ransomware, whether they were able to pay or not. And you could basically get shut down with the operations if you were basically attacked by a ransomware and you couldn't decrypt your data. We have actually seen companies which didn't have the resources basically shut their doors after ransomware attack, which were like 15, 20 people company. We have actually seen hospitals shut down for days where they couldn't do patient care because of ransomware attack. So I would say the size is irrelevant. If you are connected on the network, you are a basically target. So the need for people who know what they are doing is at the highest. So for kids who are actually coming out, this is my personal opinion, and this is what I actually tell the kids, including mine, that spend your time learning. Don't run behind the money. Money will come once you learn the basics. So I would actually tell the kids that learn in the first few years, build your base, and then the career automatically comes. So this is a great time. If you are good, there is no limit to where you can actually grow. There is a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurship that's basically going to open up, because I personally believe that there's going to be a lot of opportunities the AI is actually going to bring to build and bring new hardware and software solutions. So what I actually believe in the next 5 years, and I'm not using the acronyms just for the sake of using acronyms, the AI is actually going to change the way we think and do business, including on the IT side. So if you are actually today learning a particular vertical, and a particular tool is what you're actually learning, that is not going to be that much relevant 5 years down the line. So it is better for you to learn the concepts and become the SME, and then use the tools that are going to show up in the next 5, 10 years, which will be AI enabled, which fills the gap of the actual doer job. So that's what in my presentation, I actually had one slide which basically said 60% of the work is actually going to get affected, not 60% of the people are going to get affected. That means every single job that we actually do is going to transform. And there is going to be a portion of the job that is actually going to be done using AI, and you need to learn to use the AI better. So, and you need to be an SME. So building your foundation is more important than actually building skill set around tools. Tools will come and go. Foundation always remains.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. Get a medium one-topping stuffed crust pizza for just $14.99. At that price, it's irresistible. Get yours today, only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
In honor of America's 250th anniversary, Jeep and Captain America are saluting real captains of America.
All clear, Cap.
Heroes like Captain Nuger, Captain Enda.
Team, I got eyes on Cap.
Captain Murray.
Copy that.
Captain McCall. And all those who served our country.
Need a lift, Captain? Brought my own, Captain.
And as America's veteran SUV, Jeep is built for freedom and driven by heroes.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. Thank you for doing this, by the way.
Yes.
No. Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas, and you know, I was just hanging out here at East Agani Bay, and look who I ran into back home from her freshman year in college, the one and only Dina Soriano, who, let's see, Dina, paddled for JFK.
Yes.
Wrestled for the Phoenix Wrestling Club, worked out with them.
Yes.
Yeah. Bronze medal in the Pacific Mini Games for triathlon. Swam for amphibious aquatics, worked out with them. And just had a wee bit of teensy little time to eke out JFK's valedictorian. So, man, welcome home. Good to see you, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, it's great to see you too.
Okay, so what has college been like? First of all, Pomona College, first year. What's it been like?
Well, it's amazing out there. I love it in Southern California. It's so much fun. And
you're a SoCal girl now.
yes, I am. And it helps that I have a lot of family like in near areas around me, so I always have like a safe place to go. But first semester, it was just a lot of like making friends, getting accustomed to living on my own, dorm life, just being in college, having to stay up till like 1 a.m. doing homework, which I did in high school too, but this was much more intense.
Okay, did you feel homesick? Did that kick in?
I feel like it did a lot more first semester because I had a lot of time to myself and like with my own thoughts, and I would like miss my cats, like, oh, I don't have like a cat to like.
Oh, you're a cat mom?
Yes,
nice.
I'm so glad to be back with my little babies. And then, like, of course, my mom was like one phone call away all the time, but it's definitely different over the phone than it is in person.
Shout out to mom.
Shout out, yeah, she's at work right now.
Okay,
awesome.
But most important question, how far are you from Disneyland?
I actually don't know.
You haven't made the trip yet?
No, I haven't.
Well, then again, you're only a freshman and everything like that. But by your junior year, hopefully in your sophomore year.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'll be going adventuring off campus a lot more sophomore year for sure.
Okay, and you haven't declared yet, but you do plan on majoring in business?
In economics.
Oh, she picked a hard one, of course, because she is Miss Overachiever and everything. But also, you have an amazing athletic resume. You've done a whole bunch of stuff for Team Guam and for your school, and you've actually picked up a new sport in college.
Yes, I've picked up rugby in college. It's so much fun. I'm kind of sad I didn't try it out on Guam. Like, I didn't go the distance with it at all. I went to a few rugby practices for JFK, but it was always around the same time as paddling, and like right as wrestling came to a close, so I never got the opportunity to really give it a try. But yeah, I went to college, I tried it, I really, really, really like it, and I plan to stick with it for the next years of college.
Okay, so what drew you to it? And you're playing 7s, 15s, and what position do you play?
So what drew me to it is I wanted to continue sports in college because I'm an athlete. It just keeps me sane. It helps give me a routine. There was no wrestling at my college. There is swimming, but they're like D3 level. Like I don't I don't want to train that hard.
Okay, and
that.
Dina, it's not like the ocean here where it's very, very, very warm and very inviting, and the water's really cold out there.
Yeah, it's super cold. I don't want to, yeah. So they basically just didn't have any of the sports I've actually tried, and I was like, I'll just try something new for fun. And then I was like, well, rugby, like I'm good at wrestling, I know those skills will transfer, and then like I can run decently and that will transfer. I've never played a ball sport before, but yeah, I just tried it out and it was super fun. And then we play both 7s and 15s. 7s more in first semester, 15s in second semester. And for 7s, I honestly don't know what position I played. I was kind of just on the field, did what they told me to do. Again, I was like 2 months, 3 months into the sport, so I just caught the ball, ran, tackled.
But hello, she's Dina Soriano. She's gonna dominate whatever she does, and you've got that JFK in you too.
Thank you.
You're gonna go for excellence.
Yeah, and then for 15s, that's where I started understanding more of like how rugby works, how beautiful of a sport it is, and I mainly played flanker, and then I also propped a little bit, and then for a recent rugby trip tournament thing I went to in Minnesota, I played as hooker and prop.
Very nice.
So forwards role.
Okay, and are you still training for triathlon and with the various things that Team Guam competes in and everything like that? Do you want to come back and still represent 671 even while you're in college and compete?
Oh, for sure. I already have my mind set on Tahiti 2027.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm taking a break right now from like hardcore athletics. I'm actually trying jiu-jitsu right now just for funsies. But I will be getting back on the wagon training for triathlon in preparation for Tahiti 2027.
Can I ask you something, Miss? May I have a question?
Yes.
How many hours exist in your world? You can do all this. Oh yeah, I just picked up jiu-jitsu. I picked up rugby. No big deal and everything. And I'm awesome at everything else I do.
Well,
how do you? What's your mindset? What's your your time management strategy and everything like that? And how do you manage to squeeze all this stuff and say like I'm going to give this my very best because I only have one gear and that's all the way.
Well, something I especially learned in college is that I should just do whatever I have fun with, and I really have fun with rugby. I had fun training triathlon on my own too for my half Ironman, so it never like felt stressful or anything because I was having fun through the whole process. And then also another thing is it's either I trained and like had fun with my friends, or I would waste my time like doom scrolling on my phone, and I was like, well, this one's better for me and this one like will give me nothing.
Well, you need a little bit of that dopamine hit everyone.
I have a little bit. No, I for sure like I still do my doom scrolling.
Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade. On the field, on the court, in the game. But what happens beyond the game? Get stories behind the stats, the players behind the plays, and the teams making an impact on and off the field. Join us every weekend on KUAM News Weekend Edition for Beyond the Game, because sports are more than just a score. Only on KUAM, Guam's leader in sports coverage, Beyond the Game is presented by Gatorade.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
And now here's your Code Stone Creamery Birthday Club shout out sent to us on KUAM.com.
And for Saturday's shout out, Liam De Assis. Happy 12th birthday, Liam De Assis. Love, Mom and Dad.
Want to wish your special someone a happy birthday? Just click the QR code here on your screen or email birthdayclub@KUAM.com.
That's going to do it for us here on Weekend Edition. Visit KUAM.com or follow us at KUAM News on social media for the latest news. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama. Have a safe evening.
It's the One Micronesia Show, brought to you by Bank of Hawaii. Reach your possible.